Yo, what's going on, ladies and gents? My name is Arbuckle. Welcome back to another video. Today we are once again back on Black Ops 4, and I wanted to share with you guys some tips and tricks for getting higher score streaks in Black Ops 4. I know a lot of you guys that watch my videos are always out there trying to get the highest score streaks, whether it be once or twice or multiple times a game. Everybody always wants to try to get the gunship or the strike team or the thresher or whatever it is. Everybody always wants to get those high streaks, and I wanted to make a video and really share with you guys some tips and tricks, really just some advice that I think a lot of you will benefit from when it comes to being able to get those high streaks more often. I understand that a lot of people struggle, especially in this game. I feel like it's a little bit more difficult right now, and that might just be because the game is still fairly new. But I know that a lot of people struggle with just getting the attack chopper. So hopefully by the end of the video, you guys will have been able to learn something that you can incorporate into your gameplay to hopefully help you to be able to get those higher streaks more often. So the first thing that I want to talk about is that there's really two different ways to approach this. Way number one is being super aggressive with an SMG. This is a way that you see a lot of people on YouTube doing, the quote-unquote pub stompers. I haven't watched a lot of pub stomping videos on Black Ops 4 yet. I used to watch them all the time on Black Ops 3, and this was what they would do. They would run around with submachine guns, they would push spawns with scavenger, and just constantly destroy everyone. Now keep in mind that this way of going about getting these high score streaks all the time is actually very difficult if you're playing by yourself. I understand that a lot of you guys that watch my videos are probably extremely good at the game and much better than me at that. But doing this, like this whole pub stomping thing, is very challenging to do by yourself when you're playing it in an objective-based game mode like Domination. You know, you might be the best player in the entire world, but you're still going to die eventually if your teammates are trash and you're going up against multiple people at once. So this method does work and will help you to get those score streaks much easier and much quicker if you're good at that. If you're a player that is very aggressive and likes to push spawn and is constantly moving around the map at full speed, then this method might work for you. But the method that I recommend and that I have done and have done for a very long time is to just play mid to long range with an AR. I think this is probably the best way about going about this. Not only are you going to be more safe, but you're going to be able to shoot people from a distance. With a submachine gun, if you ever come across a situation where someone's mid to long range, you're not going to be able to put up a gunfight. You're going to have to get closer. And with that AR, you have that ability to sit back and still take out people from long distance. And it's nice if you're playing an objective-based game mode where you can defend a flag, defend a hard point, get yourself, getting more kills without having to put yourself out there. But that's the way that I would recommend doing it. The way that I've really always done it is just kind of played mid to long range whenever I've gone for like nukes or nuclears or whatever. So yeah, if you want to play really aggressive with the SMG, I go for it. But I don't think you're going to benefit as much as you would if you played it a little bit more safe. I'm not saying, I don't want you guys to think that I'm saying that you should just camp in the back of the map, but I don't think that you should push the enemy spawn every single time with an SMG. I don't think it's going to work as often as it would if you were just playing mid to long range with an AR. Second thing I want to talk about is playing objective-based game modes and playing the actual objective. There's actually a really cool tip that I used to do all the time that helped me get these streaks way too much, like all the time. The only problem is that it's going to piss off your teammates. So if you're playing with people that you want to let them know what you're doing, and they'll probably do it with you because it's very effective. So this was going to work in Domination. Basically what you want to do, you play Domination, you guys know that you get a ridiculous amount of points for capturing flags. What you do is you push the outside of the map and you continuously flip spawns. As most of you guys know, the standard way of playing Domination is to capture A flag, B flag, spawn trap, C flag, or vice versa, right? Like you hold two flags, spawn trap the third flag, you let them have it, whatever. You never triple cap because then everyone spawns everywhere. But the key to this strategy is you constantly flip those spawns. So you want to push up, let's say, the right side of the map, you get a few kills, you push all the way into the back behind the flag until you know that your teammates are going to start spawning there with you and the enemies are spawning on the other side. Generally, I don't jump on that flag until I see that our home flag is being taken and I know the spawns have flipped. And what that does is you're able to get those couple kills as you're pushing into the spawn, and then you're able to get free points when you capture their flag. And then you do the exact same thing over and over again. This has worked so many times. I've been able to get so many high score streaks without even killing people just by using this strategy. Like I said, it might not help with trying to win the game because if you're constantly flipping spawns, there's no guarantee you're going to win. And again, like I said, you're probably going to piss off your teammates if you're constantly flipping the spawns like that if someone's trying to play the old-fashioned cap two flags, guard one. So It is a very good strategy. I've done this a million times. Again, you just want to push up one side of the map, wait in the back until your teammates start spawning back there with you, and then you can go ahead and take the flag and then do it again. So very cool strategy. But like I said, playing objective, if you play a game mode like Hardpoint, that game mode may actually be very, very difficult as well because the spawns are ridiculous in Hardpoint. But if you're playing something that has an objective, you want to play the objective. You're going to get so many more points, and nowadays with Call of Duty having score streaks instead of kill streaks, it's much easier to get them. There's so many different ways you can get points instead of just having to kill people or get assists. So yeah, just play objective, play hardpoint, play domination, play kill confirm, go after tags, go after the hardpoint, go after flags. You'll definitely get these streaks much quicker, and you have a better chance of getting multiple streaks within the same game because the games last longer than if you were just playing like team deathmatch or kill confirmed. Next thing I want to talk about is building streaks from the streaks that you already have. So many people get so excited when they get those 3 major streaks, and they kind of just call them in and then they just start running around. It's like they have that feeling like, okay, I got the streaks, like now I can just do whatever I want. But the thing is you can actually double up on your streaks. You can get them again. Obviously you can't hold on to them, but it makes it much easier if you try to stay alive while your streaks are doing their damage, because it's just getting you more points and helping you to get to that next level of streaks. So you want to use your streaks to build up to your next streaks. You don't want to just call them in and then run around and not care about dying anymore, because if you do this right and you play your cards right, you could actually continuously just get in this long loop of calling in ridiculously large score streaks and really destroying the enemy team. So use the streaks that you already have to build to your next set of streaks. And it really doesn't matter whatever streaks that you decide to run. I know some people like to go all the way to the top, the gunship, strike team, thresher. Maybe if you want to start low, maybe do like an attack chopper in the gunship, maybe like a mantis or a drone squad. I don't know. However you want to run it, it really doesn't matter. It's all personal preference. There's not a best high score streak setup. It's really all what you like and what you're good with. So again, that really doesn't matter too much, but build streaks from the streaks that you already have. Next thing I want to talk about is using the cosmic device gear. This is really cool, and I like this a lot. I would recommend giving up a secondary for this. Or maybe your first perk. There's not a lot of first perks that I think are worth it. So this is a gear that you run with your class setup, and what it does is it makes your score streaks easier to obtain. Generally with the smaller score streaks like the UAV, care package, counter UAV, I think it only takes about 100 points off. So for a UAV, instead of 550 points, it would only be 450. But when you get to those high streaks like the gunship, that's generally 1600 points to get, it takes off 250, and it's only 1350 to get. So when you're running that cosmic device, it makes it much easier to get these higher score streaks, especially if you're taking aim at the tips that I already gave you. So not only are you going to be able to use the tips that I already gave you to earn more points much quicker and safer, but you're going to make it a lot easier on yourself by not having to get those extra 300 points. So some of them are 300, some are 250, some are 200. It really depends on how high the score streaks are. You can look when you open up the score streaks. It'll tell you how much cheaper it is with the cosmic device, which is nice. So use the cosmic device gear. It's going to help you out a lot, and you're going to do much better. The last thing that I want to talk about is don't use all your streaks at once. This is something that a lot of people still tend to do, and I don't understand why. A lot of people will get that strike team, gunship, and thresher, and they'll try to call all of them in at one time, or not pay attention and call them in when the game's about to, or like the first round of domination's about to end. You know, like you want to pay attention to when you're calling in your streaks and what they're doing. You don't want to just try to call in a strike team and a gunship at the same time, because they're both going to run on the same timer, and there's not any more enemies. So you call in your strike team, let them go to work, kill as many people as possible. You play it safe while they're doing that so that you can continuously build up to your next streaks, and then you call in the gunship once it's gone. You don't want to use them all at the same time. I feel like this is something pretty obvious, but I continue to see people do it, especially people that I play with, and it's really dumb. And if you want to be able to build up to those next streaks, using them separately and waiting it out will make this much easier. So you just want to, the only thing is, while you're doing that, you don't want to play, you want to play very defensive while you're waiting for your streaks to do their work. I wouldn't recommend just running around, especially with a strike team or a gunship out. People are going to be spawning everywhere because you're going to be constantly killing a lot of people. So I wouldn't recommend running out. Obviously you're in the gunship, but when your strike team's doing work, I would just kind of sit back and hide and kind of let that do its thing first. But anyway, guys, that's for the video. Again, 2 ways: super aggressive with SMG, mid to long range with ARs. I would recommend playing mid to long range with AR. I would pick whatever assault rifle that you're comfortable with, whichever one that you are generally better with. I would not use this. If you're going for high streaks, I wouldn't recommend trying out new guns, obviously. Play objectives and objective-based game modes, flip the spawns in Domination, major key. Build streaks from the streaks you already have. Use the cosmic device gear, less points to the score streaks, and don't use all your streaks at once. But anyway, guys, that's for the video. I hope you guys did enjoy these tips. If you guys have anything else to add, I really recommend that you guys leave it in the comment section down below. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see all you guys in the next video.